How old is this car, Ken?
Oh, it's made out of 1915, 1912. Yeah.
There's probably room for me in the back.
Oh, wow, there we are.
Okay.
This is too cool.
Does that give
Get that gear right behind you.
Oh yeah, look at that.
What is that for?
I have no idea. Let's have a look. Does this give a whole new meaning to barn find? Okay, so this is the style of Model T you're looking for then?
Same thing, yeah.
So walk me through that. Because this doesn't just remind you of
It's
the...
got this unbolts, this little rib here.
Yeah.
The big difference that you'll see. And then driver's side was always, the door is part of it.
Okay, so the door doesn't
And
open.
only
It
the
just meant to
passenger
look like a door.
opens.
Now, was that because it was too tough to get past the steering wheel to get in?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. I was told at some point it was because people were worried they'd get hit by a car
That might have been it.
driving by, so you only exited on the sidewalk side.
Where is this one from? Culver City. That's the one that everybody wants right there.
Okay. Of
Culver
course it is.
City.
Of course he's got that just sitting there.
Put it in the weeds there.
Did you see the Halibrand wheels? They get used for mock-up all over the place around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 10, 15 visits and you still find new stuff here. So if a guy was excited about going for a ride in a Model T, how much foreplay does this car need, or flirting, or...
I'm thinking that's pretty much an add water and it's probably gonna go.
Oh, so you're saying we're going for a ride in a Model T? Yeah. Are we excited about going for a ride in a Model T?
We going for a ride?
Yeah, let's do that.
It's somewhat embarrassing sometimes when you think you're going for a ride and you don't even get out the door. Oh, we got our right there.
So tell me why the gas tank's under the seat here, and then they moved it to what I think is a more dangerous spot on a Model A. Any engineering reasons for that, Ken?
It's still downhill to the carburetor. They want to have gravity feed.
Oh.
So it gets to be a bit of an issue.
This
If
is
you want
at
to have
that
the
height.
car settled differently, you got to have the tank higher up maybe. I don't know. But there's where they
But
put
this
it.
still gravity feeds to this engine. That makes sense. Totally makes sense. All right.
So I don't think the petcock's going to be open there because it leaks. You don't have to worry about draining it when it's cold out.
How old is this car, Ken?
Oh, it's made out of 1915, 1912. Yeah. Good lumps in there. I think I'll quit with that. Start with some new stuff.
So this is the first place that Ken taught me that if you break an egg in your radiator, it actually seals up a lot of the leaks. And then pepper.
Yep.
So egg and pepper, and you can actually go for a drive.
Well, you gotta feed them.
You got to kind of keep them from leaking most of their guts out. So brass rad though, eh? How beautiful is that? Did he actually answer me on what year it is?
15.
15.
I had a 15.
It's early, isn't it?
Do you remember the Model T I had that I was building?
No.
Kicked the frame up, had the thing all lowered, had a real dropped axle in it.
Really?
I had all the body panels, and I was building it with a single seat.
Mm-hmm.
I had the gas tank.
Oh, I do remember that
behind
car. Yeah, for sure.
it, And then I was putting the chalk off the wooden firewall, and then I took an extra set of running boards.
Yeah.
And I put them together with a hinge,
Sure.
so I could put it on the back and use it as a ramp in that 1911 Indian board track racer that I had.
Yes.
I was putting it in. I wanted to have the front
Beside
wheel
ya.
chock. And then behind the fuel tank was a toolbox that was bolted to the car. So this was a transport vehicle for the board track racing.
Ah, that is so cool.
That's what I was trying to build.
All right, this one's less lumpy.
And then the ex made me sell it. I never finished it.
And you see that?
Now I know where all the Model T frames are.
In season, Ken's wearing the shirt with the wheels you designed for me.
Yep.
Look at that.
Do you remember what you named them?
Ah, yeah.
Is that the camel toe?
That was the camel toe.
That's what I thought. Time?
We did.
That's the first leak found.
It was nice.
Is this all gonna work?
I think we need to pinch a core off.
You're our leader. When was the last time we rode in a car that was over 100 years old? It's been a while.
Are you
Oh.
missing or is it coming out?
It's
that
coming out
way?
the
It's coming
overflow.
out.
Right through.
Yeah, I think it's almost as fast as going in.
No, it's just coming out the vent here. So it must have been
You wanna go
swirling at the
another one
top.
or
We're
what?
close.
Oh, it's right there. It's right there.
That's full.
Yep.
All right.
Farmers.
Wait a sec, wait a sec. We gotta go for a ride.
They had to get excited. This one needs a little attention. All right, the gas. Oh, you are ready, aren't you? Oh,
Yeah.
get to that. There we go.
Okay.
Neutral.
Neutral.
Spark.
On what shifter is that though?
That's the Warford.
What's a Warford?
That's not the Roxtel.
Oh.
It's a 3-speed auxiliary transmission.
Whoa. So it's got multi-transmissions. Let me look at that. Extra transmissions. They're working. You made that look too easy. Another best day ever. That's so awesome. You hear it?
Yep.
Showing off. There's probably room for me in the back.
Oh, wow, there we are.
Right?
nothing gets done around here in a week. Come on.
It can.
You have to be organized.
They are a fairly simple creature, though.
Yeah. That was one of the charms for buying it. Is I thought, okay, fiberglass body, we don't have a rust issue, and it's Chevy simple everywhere else. It's,
Exactly.
but that
But
doesn't
you got to
seem
put the effort in.
doesn't seem to be good enough for most Corvette people. They want to put in the aftermarket frame and the LS motor and the leather this and yada yada yada. Just the plain simple running one is.
What did we just do in your Model T?
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing, but you can take it downtown and enjoy it. And everybody that's a car person that sees you in it, you want to sell it?
And how we gonna make
Isn't
it
that
look
the
rusty?
truth? Oh, I think you just leave it like this,
Ever gonna
half
paint it?
stripped.
You want to sell it? You know,
Yeah.
I'll paint it.
Yeah.
If you sell it to me,
That's so good. It's so
I'll
true.
bring it back and take you for a ride.
Yeah. Ooh, the
of my
treasures that hide, hey?
It's me wearing my cowboy boots. That's my hemisphere model on top of that. Right here. The front fender wasn't my fault. But
So do tell then.
this primer spot is my fault. Actually, it's not my fault, but I paid for it. So Boyd gave, I took an old ET Halibran wheel
Yeah.
and I made a mold out of Bondo out of it. And then I cast a center out of Bondo, sanded it to fit inside of a 15-inch hoop, painted it silver, put it in that hoop, and took it and showed it to Boyd. It was a one-day project. Just, here, why don't we cast centers that look like this instead of casting centers that look like billet wheels? Okay, it was our number one selling wheel. But when we got those back, Boyd gave a set of them to Gray Baskerville to put on that 32. So Gray brings his car in, parks it on the other side, and I walk over there, and Juan's taking the first wheel off, and I go ahead. Juan walks to the other part of the shop to grab something. I don't know what he was doing. And I take the ratchet, and I break all the other wheels loose. Have the hubcaps. Juan already had all the hubcaps on the floor. So I just broke all the lug nuts loose on the other three wheels. He had already taken the one front wheel off. So I walked over, broke them all loose. And then I went back to the shop thinking, Gray's gonna come back. And Gray comes over and finally comes back and he says, the wheel wouldn't clear the front spindle. The front spindle on that 32 is real long and our knockoff cover wasn't long enough. So he said, the knockoff covers don't fit. So I'm leaving the stock wheels back on. He says goodbye and he leaves. About 10 minutes later, he comes walking into the shop. He says, you got a floor jack and some lug nuts?
Oh no.
And I said, for what? And he says, my passenger side rear wheel, or my, it was the passenger side rear wheel came off. I said, where at? He says, on the corner of Dale and such and such. So, Cerritos and Dale. So I throw a bunch of tools in the back of my truck and we go over there and his car's sitting on the ground and the wheel's sitting on the sidewalk. And so I get it jacked up, get the wheel back on. The fender was all bent up and I said, well, I kind of pushed it with my hand and I said, tell you what, why don't you take my truck home and I'll take this back to the shop and I'll fix it. And he says, oh no, nobody's touching this car or doing any metal work except Steve Davis. So I said, all right. So he takes off and he takes his car to Steve Davis. And I go up to Boyd's office and I said, hey, those wheels didn't fit on Gray's car. And he went ahead and left. But I said, I broke all the wheels loose trying to help Juan out. You know Juan.
Yep.
And Juan didn't know that I had broke all the wheels loose. He just put the one back, the one that didn't fit, he put the one wheel back on and let Gray take off. And I said, Gray won't allow us to fix the car here. He wants Steve Davis to fix it. Boyd says, you loosen the wheels, you're paying Steve Davis's bill.
Oh boy.
So $1,160. And he just finished it in primer.
That's still a cool story.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, check this out though. Look at what we found in the rafters.
That tire?
You ever seen
That
one of
whole
those
set.
before? Look at how cool that is.
Uniroyal. Those are cool. I've never seen them.
No, they're wicked looking.
Uniroyal Master.
So right amidships, there's an auxiliary gearbox in there. And it's all made out of aluminum. Take a picture
The water dripping.
of stuff. Look at that, the headlights still work.
Look at that. The headlights still work. That's awesome.
Go for the whole deal here. Look at that.
No way! Look at that!
Even got a tail light.
And a license plate light. Wow.
It's not quite legit. Howdy.
You better
It's all good.
You better get
Ken, get in there. Hi, Brian. Good, how are you?
Oh, we need to keep it out of the ditch. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard somebody told me something.
It was a lie. It was awesome. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
I put her car in the ditch doing donuts.
It sure sounds like the fuel is.
So is the fuel on?
I better go look at my car.
Nope, didn't.
Nothing?
Sorry.
Was the back end or the front
It
end?
was back in.
I don't know.
It was brilliant. It was done brilliantly.
Oh, it was planned.
No, he did. He's exactly like he said he was gonna.
Planned.
I backed it into the ditch. I didn't nose it into the ditch.
Thank you.
There's a difference.
Yeah. I know a guy
It was
that could
completely
fix
different.
it.
And it pulled right out.
What around here is for sale?
No,
You're like a drawing.
I know. It doesn't faze me either.
No, I can see that.
When we first met, we bought it. I had a side by side, and we were like, he's like, do you want to go up this mountain or this one? And I'm like, what's wrong with the one that's like really high in the middle? And he's like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not kidding. Let's go.
Good luck, boys.
Hey, subscribe to our buddy's channel.
Killer Customs.
Killer Customs.
It'll kill you if you don't sign up.